welcome everybody who's watching us on Decatur. What's the channel number here, Decatur? I can't remember. TV channel. We're on cable here, and we're live on YouTube. So if you have some friends out of state or out of town that you'd like to join us, have them join us, and we'll be doing the tree lighting just at 7 o'clock today. All right. So don't worry about it. We're going to do it, and I'm here to make sure that we have a very Merry Christmas. Of course, there's a lot of stuff that goes into this sort of thing. Now, you know, Santa Claus, I've been around a long time, and I'm seeing a lot of new things happen. Oh, I remember the good old days when I would just get in a sleigh and deliver the presents. But then came telephones, and then came television, and then came what we're doing today, the internet. Who ever thought that Santa Claus would be doing a Zoom online with everybody in the city of Decatur? And I'm so happy that I'm here now to do this with you. I mean, it's going to be an awful lot of fun. Of course, you know why we're doing this. It's the pandemic. And this has been one of the strangest years that I have ever seen in my entire life. Oh, I'll tell you, and I've been around a long time. Somebody once asked me how old Santa Claus is. Well, I'll tell you this. I'm as old as my tongue and slightly older than my teeth. But in all the years, I've never seen anything like this. I mean, we've had to stay home. We've had to work from home. We've even had to go to school from home. And that's been a challenge for a lot of people. I know that. But this year, we're going to have Christmas. Santa will come to your house. And I'm not wearing a mask now because according to the CDC, yes, the Center for Disease Control in Atlanta, Georgia, has told me that I'm safe for several reasons. Number one, I'm quarantined at the North Pole and only make a few visits down this way. Number two, when I come to your house, you're going to be asleep. And I will be awake, and we won't have any chance of interacting or coughing on each other or even breathing on one another. We're going to be just fine. So things are going to be good for Christmas. We're going to have presents. We're going to have surprises. We're going to have packages, all sorts of good things. But we might not be able to go visit the relatives we want or visit our friends or have folks over, only in limited numbers and limited amounts. And that's going to be a problem. But you know what you can do? If you're one of my little friends out there, everybody I know enjoys a homemade card or a homemade note. So if you have a friend that you can't go visit, or you've got relatives out of state that can't come here, or even out of town and can't come here because we're all quarantined off and everything, write them a little note. You can hang it on the window and they can see it when they come by, or you could actually mail it to them. The mails are still good and still very efficient, so don't worry about that. So there's always some way to communicate with people. Well, you could even do it the way we're doing it right now. Yes, everybody could Zoom if they needed to. I think that's amazing. I mean, you get a chance to talk to your friends, to talk to your family, and to just generally have a good time, but not in person. You can't smell the turkey if it's on somebody else's table, and they can't smell your ham or your sweet potatoes or your pecan pie. I'll tell you, Santa Claus loves that pie. So you might not be able to have the up close and touchy-feely kind of things that we have always had at Christmas time, but this will all soon be over because we've got people, very smart people, who are watching out for us. They're making vaccines, that they're telling us how to be safe. And I want to tell you how to be safe. Everywhere you go, if you're outside, wear a mask. Oh, I've seen a lot of children wearing masks, and some of them have been very colorful, and some of them have been even Christmas masks. And don't forget, don't touch your face. Don't touch your mouth or your nose or anything like that. And every day, wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your fingers on your hands, wash the back of your hands, wash the front of your hands. Keep your hands clean and use sanitizer wherever you go. We've got to cut down on the number of people who are transmitting this from touching and so forth. So be safe, be careful, and be happy because Santa Claus is here to wish you a very Merry Christmas. And in a little while, we're going to turn on the great big tree in the town square, but not now. Not now. No, we've got a few things to do today. First of all, some of you have said that you've already sent your letters to Santa Claus. I know that. And I've gotten an awful lot. And I'm actually getting some video recordings of things that people want. Like little Trey, I got you that one. And Amy, I saw your letter. Thank you very much. And Joe, that was funny that you sent me that cartoon. So I've seen all sorts of things out there telling Santa what you want for Christmas. But every year, somebody always tells me, Santa Claus, I forgot to put something on my list. Well, here's what you do. If you think of something at the very last minute, make sure mom and dad know about it, or whoever is watching out for you. Make sure they know about it, and then write it on another piece of paper and set it next to the milk and cookies. Oh, the milk and cookies. I will see it if you set it next to the milk and cookies. Now, mind you, you may not get it because Santa never, ever promises what he's going to bring for Christmas. It always has to be a surprise. And it might be a surprise that I picked out just for you. So don't worry if you don't get exactly what you want. You're going to have a very good Christmas. I know, because that's what I do. But I mentioned the milk and cookies, and that's very important to me. I want you to know that. That's how I get around. That's how I power things, if you will. So on Christmas Eve, you have to do two things for me. Go to bed early. If you go to bed early, I can get there early with the presents, can't I? And this is very important. Do not forget the milk and cookies. I love milk and cookies. Now, somebody once asked if I like sandwiches. I do that too. Did I like cheese trays? I like that. Do I like fruit? Yes. What else do I like to drink? Iced tea, milk, Coca-Cola, ginger ale, whatever. Santa Claus loves it all. And he likes it because it's coming from your heart and you're being very special and loving to Santa Claus. So everything is available. But I want you to make sure you go to bed early. All right, that's the important part. If you go to bed early, you won't have to wear a mask when I come to your house. Won't that be fun? Also, don't worry. If you don't have a fireplace, believe it or not, I have a magic way to get to your tree. Not to worry about it. You don't have a fireplace, I can get to the tree and deposit all the presents because you're going to have a good Christmas no matter what, okay? Now, I've got some things to do here today. I've got some surprises. I've got to keep track of my time. I've got an elf over here with a clock. Can I introduce somebody now? I can? Good. I have a very special friend who's here with me today. Now, this little boy I have known for a long time, and he's always loved to read. As a matter of fact, he works here at Little Shop of Stories in downtown. He does. Yeah, and his name is Justin, and guess what? He's got some books he's going to read to us. Justin, why don't you come on in? And he's wearing a mask, but he's going to sit in front of the television so he can take the mask off, okay? You got a stool right there. Bring it on over.
All right. Thank you, Santa.
And tell us about the first story that you're going to be reading to us.
Well, I'm going to read at least one book, and then the second one will just depend on
Will depend on our time. Yes.
Yeah. The first book I'm going to read, hi everybody, is called The Tree That's Meant to Be. So this is about a special tree in a forest who feels like it's all alone, but then finds that they have friends.
Friends everywhere. Right?
Everywhere.
Yeah. I love this book. Please show it to the children and give us a read, all right?
Okay. The Tree That's Meant to Be. All right.
I'm glad you're turning the pages. It's very hard for Santa to turn the pages with these gloves on, I'll tell you.
Well, that's one of the things that we love to do here at Little Shop Stories. We love to tell and read stories. I am the tree that's meant to be. I started life as a tiny seed, but soon enough, it was plain to see that I was never ever going to be a perfect grown-up tree. I branched a bit to the left, too much to the right, and didn't really focus on my height. While other trees grew poised and tall, I lagged behind, looking different, feeling small. Spring, summer, autumn. Seasons came, stayed, and went. Then one harsh, cold winter night, the forest turned snowy white. The people came with measuring tapes and saws, searching for a flawless tree, a Christmas tree to cut and take indoors. Soon, one by one, the other trees were gone. It was just me now. Alone, I shivered, I shuddered. Is anyone there? I stuttered into the night. But who would hear my cry? Who could speak the language of trees and understand me? And then at dawn, foxes deer, and birds, they had heard. Everyone brought berries, feathers, nuts, and flowers. They dressed me for hours and hours until I was a jolly festive tree. Hello, hello, welcome, squirrel. Greetings, bear. Laughter filled the air. My clearing rang with Christmas cheer. As darkness fell, a shooting star dropped down. It sank into my branches and shone so pure, so bright, that I became a tree of light. Among the creatures great and small, I felt loved. I felt tall. Seasons came, stayed and went. I am no longer alone. This is my forest home. Through wind and rain, sun and snow, I grow. Always here, evergreen. I am the tree that's meant to be. The end.
Oh, Justin, that was a beautiful story. Thank you very much. You know, I like stories like that because sometimes kids feel like they don't really belong because they're different. And like the little tree, wasn't tall and straight and had big bushy branches. He was just a tree. And I think that you can just be you and still have a very good time. Really. That was a very good story. I'm glad because, you know, we have to have trees at Christmas time. They represent what Christmas is all about. Now, many, many years ago, we used to put candles on the trees. Could you imagine doing that today? Putting a candle on a tree. Oh,
I'd be afraid my house would catch on fire.
Worry about your house catching on fire. That's why we have so many lights. Do you have lights on your tree? Have you even set up your tree yet? You know, I was out the other day roaming around, not looking like this, so nobody knew who I was. And I saw people still buying Christmas trees as late as yesterday. And I passed by a house today and saw a mom and her little girl putting a tree up. It's in the stand. They put water in the tree to feed it. And they're going to start putting lights on it tomorrow. And it's going to be all ablaze with Christmas lights. And soon will come Christmas presents and then Christmas Day when we can open. There's just one problem. Do you have a cat at your house? Do you have a cat at your house?
We have two.
Oh, yes. And you know what happens? Kitties like to go and touch those little ornaments and pat them and stuff. So you have to be careful that they might knock one off or knock the tree off. I know somebody who just got a great big new dog too, and they're worried about that this new puppy might knock the tree off. If that happens, don't scold the puppy. Don't scold the kitties. It's just what they do. They want to be involved and have as much fun at Christmas time as you're going to have. I really did like that story, but let me ask you a question. Do you have another story for us?
I do. I have one more, and this is about two sisters trying to find the perfect tree.
Oh, that can be so difficult when two sisters or two brothers or a brother and a sister want to go out and find a tree. Who can agree? But this is special. I know about this story. There's a reason that they have to find the special tree. Well, Justin's going to read us another story because, well, that's what he does. He loves to read, especially here at Little Shop of Stories. You have other readings too throughout the year, don't you?
Yeah,
not just Christmas.
We do. Right now, though, we're doing everything like this. We're doing it online. We have a couple of story times a week, and then we do have special story times that go with holidays.
You can. Yes, I was here not too long ago.
Yeah, that you can find those on our website.
And we had, I can't remember his name. My memory is so bad, but he did Polar Express.
Yes, we had our conductor.
Our conductor was here. That's right.
Yep, absolutely.
Well, I didn't mean to take away.
No. All right.
Read us another story.
So I'll read this one, and it's called Maple and Willow's Christmas Tree. Maple and Willow loved winter. Winter brought snow and also Christmas. Getting ready for Christmas was hard work. Maple and Willow, though, they didn't mind. This year, Maple and Willow were getting a real Christmas tree. Choosing the right tree was the hardest work of all. Too big, too small. But when the work was done, the girls were convinced their Christmas tree was the best Christmas tree in the whole wide world. The tree just fit inside their door. It's perfect, said Willow. I'm so glad we got rid of our fake tree, and it's my year to put the star on top. You look like Rudolph, said Willow. Why is your nose so red? Achoo! Achoo! Maple sneezed all afternoon. Oh no, maybe you're allergic to the Christmas tree, Willow said. I hope not, Maple said. But when the girls went outside to play, Maple stopped sneezing. Back inside the house, Maple's sneezing started all over again. She really was allergic to the Christmas tree, so the tree couldn't stay inside. At least we have an outside tree, said Maple. I wish you weren't allergic to Christmas, said Willow. I'm not allergic to Christmas, said Maple, just Christmas trees. While getting ready for bed, Maple said, Willow, I'm sorry I ruined Christmas. I'm sorry you ruined Christmas too, said Willow. That night, Willow couldn't fall asleep. Willow felt sad about the Christmas tree. She felt even worse for hurting Maple's feelings. Then Willow got an idea. Getting ready for her idea was hard work. Willow didn't mind though. When all the work was done, Willow decided to wake up Maple and show her the big surprise. What do you think it's gonna be? And there in the living room stood the best Christmas tree ladder in the whole world. Look at that, Santa. She turned the ladder into a Christmas tree. It's perfect, said Maple. I know, said Willow. She handed Maple the star to place on top. The end. Look at that.
You know, Justin, that shows you can make a Christmas tree out of just about anything, right?
Yes, yes, you can.
The elf is trying to tell me something. We've got, what, another 2 minutes? Wow, until we light the Christmas tree.
This is exciting.
It sure is. We're going to light it, and it's going to be all ablaze, and people can come downtown and see it just about any time. I'm so sorry we couldn't all be together to do this like we did last year. We had singing, and we had performances, and we had a lot of people were here. Mm-hmm. Oh, boy. Do you remember when we used to light the tree on top of the roof here?
I do. I
remember. Walk all the way to the top. Yes.
I miss the choir of kids from Fave.
I know. So that was a lot of fun.
That was great.
But it was awful scary being on top of that roof, looking down at all those people. I'm glad I had that wall in front of me.
I remember seeing you on top.
Oh, yes. Well, we're getting ready to light the tree. So we're going to, how much? 5 minutes? Okay. I have an elf over here. Now, she's not going to show herself because elves don't like to do that. But she has a clock, and she has 5 fingers, and she's going to tell us to count down. And when we get to time to do the tree, well, we're all going to count down together. And I want you at home to count down with us when we get there. Now, you know, Justin, I've got to mention something. Somebody asked me, why am I carrying my candy cane? Well, first of all, Santa Claus carries a candy cane everywhere he goes. He's got them to give to children all the time. But believe it or not, I was in the reindeer barn earlier this year, and one of the reindeers stepped on my foot. So I have to carry a cane now.
Oh, no.
I'm not going to tell you which reindeer because I'm not mad at him. I'm not mad at the reindeer, but it was one of those accidents. But here's something I bet you didn't know. Did you know that all of Santa Claus's reindeer are girls?
What?
Yes. Girl reindeers keep their antlers year round. You know the big horns that come up? They keep their antlers year round. Boy reindeers lose their antlers in the fall. They fall off. That's why every time you see a picture of Rudolph, he's got those little nubs. his antlers are starting to grow back.
Mm.
But all the reindeer, Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donder, and Blitzen, they're all girls. So think about that. The girls are helping Santa Claus. How about that? Now, there's something else I want to tell everybody. They asked me about the names of the reindeers, okay?
Mhm.
The names of the reindeers are very important, especially the last two, the seventh and eighth reindeers. The poem itself was written by Clement Clark Moore over 100 years ago. And his mother was Dutch, and his father was German. And he wanted to pay a special attention to them. So he named the last two reindeer Donder, which is thunder in Dutch, and Blitzen, which is lightning in German. So the last two reindeer, Donder and Blitzen, thunder and lightning. And a lot of people don't know that one either. Well, let's get ready and start. I've got to get out of this chair. Oh, you know, sleighs are so much easier to get out of than chairs. I wish you knew how easy it was for me to pop out of my sleigh.
Well, I'm going to get this chair out of the way.
Yeah, you
and
move
then
that chair out of the way,
way.
and you move this chair out of the way, and we'll come over here. And you're going to help me with this, aren't you?
I am.
Okay,
I am.
good. How much time do we have before we have to start counting down? You're showing me a clock. I got 2 minutes? Okay.
All right.
Now, in 2 minutes, and in 2 minutes alone, we're going to light the big tree. Now, this year, they moved the handle all the way down to the Little Shop of Stories. Step in here with me. You can do that. Step in here. Now, we're at the Little Shop of Stories, and they moved the handle all the way down here. Now, that means, well, you know where the little shop is, don't you? We're off the square, and our tree is way, way back up there. And they're going to take a picture of the tree so that you can see when we throw the handle. Because this handle is magic, but it's connected to that tree all the way back up there. And all the lights, oh, the lights on that tree are so pretty, Justin.
It's
they really
amazing. I really love it.
But we're going to get, oh, you know what I just noticed? You see how these lights are fading in and out? They're being all sorts of coming and going and stuff like that. Look at that.
I think that this was made by the local Makers Association.
Really?
That they made this special switch just for you.
Just for us? Wow,
Just
look,
for this
look
occasion.
at that. Look at that. It's so, can you see all the lights flashing? You know, I like flashing lights. We can't see the lights flashing? Okay, we can.
All right.
I've got my elf trying to tell me something. Still got 2 minutes. Oh, I see what my elf was saying. She said 3 minutes ago, and then now she's saying 2. But we can, you know what, we can still handle that. We've got no problem because I want everybody to gather around, and I want you to start thinking about how you're going to count down with me to light this tree because it is such a beautiful tree. You know, Decatur is one of the few cities that lights a tree this big. Oh, yes, every year. I remember when we were on the roof, it wasn't such a big tree, but it was very prominent.
Well, that's why it moved out to the squares
It got bigger.
it got too big for the roof to be able to
I
handle
know
it.
it. It could barely hold Santa Claus. It couldn't hold Santa Claus and a tree, I'll tell you that. But your roof can hold Santa Claus. Don't worry about that. You know, people say, Santa Claus, you're going to ruin my shingles or my roof is going to fall in. No, no, no. It's all magic. That's how I explain everything. Somebody once asked me, how do I get around the world in just one night? Well, it's a long, complicated explanation. I can tell you that. No, not really. It's very simple. It's magic. Oh, yes. Magic makes the world go. As a matter of fact, you can tell all about the magic and how magic things are if you'd like to hear the magic. How about that? Would you like to hear the magic of Christmas? I'll tell you exactly when to do it. On Christmas Eve, just after you've had supper, just before dark, or maybe just after dark, go outside. Look around your neighborhood, look around your house, and listen, and tell me what you hear. You will hear the magic of Christmas. It doesn't make a big noise. It doesn't make a big flash. It's just there. It's the magic of Christmas, and you can hear it. So do that this Christmas Eve. Go outside and listen. Even if it's cold, wrap up. Or even if it's raining, wrap up. But go outside and listen, and you will hear Christmas Eve. Now, we're ready to count down, are we? Justin, come over here. And help me with it. I'm going to set my king down right there. And we're going to push this big handle. Ready? Everybody with me? Count down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Merry Christmas! You got it!
I can't see hers, but hopefully.
Friend, thank you so much.
Oh, thank
Have
you,
a very
Santa.
Merry Christmas, and I'll see you on Christmas Eve, but you won't see me.
No, I'll be in bed.
Merry Christmas.